Hi everyone, welcome to DIY with Nancy. Today I'm going to share my recipe for my lemon ricotta cookies. These cookies are irresistible. They're melt in your mouth delicious and so easy to make. So I'm going to share this recipe with you today. These cookies have a lemon glaze, sugar glaze that is, and the way I'm going to be placing my glaze is I'm going to drizzle it on with a piping bag. But you can simply use a spoon to drizzle the glaze, or you can even dip your cookie into the glaze. However you like it, it's all about doing it yourself. I hope you stay with me to watch how to make my lemon ricotta cookies step by step. Let's get started in making these irresistible lemon ricotta cookies. I'm going to start off with 1 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, placing that in the mixer, and to that I'm adding 1/2 cup of unsalted room temperature butter. I've added the whisk attachment to cream together the sugar and the butter, and I'm going to let it mix for 1 minute on high speed. Okay, it's been mixing for about a minute. I'm going to use the spatula to scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl. I want to make sure my butter and sugar mixture are well combined, and in the end result I'm going to have a really fluffy batter before I add the other ingredients. So you want to stop it at the halfway point, use your spatula, and then place your mixer on high speed and let it continue mixing for an additional minute. The sugar and butter have come together nicely. I'm going to stop the mixer. Now I'm just going to show you this fluffiness of the sugar and the butter, how it comes together nice and fluffy. Next I'm going to add the zest of 1 lemon, which is a highlight of this recipe. Place all the lemon zest into the batter. And I'm also adding 1 tablespoon of lemon juice, and that's the juice of the lemon that I used from the zest. Now, just to combine the lemon juice and the lemon zest into the batter, I'm going to place the mixer on medium speed. And while the mixer's still going, at that point, I'm going to add 2 large eggs. And I'm going to add them slowly, one at a time. Now I want to make sure the eggs are mixed into the batter. I'm going to place it on high speed and let it mix for an additional 20 seconds before I add the next ingredient. After 20 seconds, my eggs are well blended in the batter. I'm just going to remove the attachment. It's easier for me to add my next ingredient. Make sure the batter's all in there. Next, I'm going to add 1 3/4 cups of ricotta cheese, which is another highlight of this recipe. The ricotta cheese, I've drained the excess water, and now I'm adding it to the batter. And I'm just going to place the mixer on a medium speed, and you're going to let that ricotta cheese mix into the batter for about 30 seconds. I have the ricotta cheese well blended into the batter, mixed it for 30 seconds, and I just want to use my spatula to just scrape down the sides and the bottom of the bowl to make sure that the ricotta cheese is well blended into this batter. Now let's move on to the next step. Now for the dry ingredients, I have 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, and I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And that's it for the dry ingredients. Just going to take a spoon, stir it together, make sure it's well combined. And now let's go add the dry ingredients to the batter. Now I'm just going to place all of the dry ingredients in all at once into the batter. Now I'm going to place the mixer on a low speed to start, then switch it to a medium speed and let it continue mixing for an additional 45 seconds to form our lemon ricotta cookie dough. Now I want you to take a look at the consistency. I want you to have a close-up so you can see what you will end up with. It's light and fluffy and a soft cookie dough. Now before I place the cookie dough on my baking sheets, I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now for the next step, I have a baking tray with some parchment paper. I have the cookie dough that I can smell the lemon and the ricotta. We're going to get ready and form these cookies. Now here I'm going to use an ice cream scoop to scoop up the cookie dough, but you can also use a teaspoon. Now when you're placing the cookie dough on the baking sheet, you want to make sure that they're about 1.5 to 2 inches apart because the cookies will expand in the oven when they're baking. So you can see I'm just giving it a little room to expand. And I'm going to continue placing the cookie dough on the baking sheet. The lemon ricotta cookies are ready to go into the oven. I'm going to bake them at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 12 to 14 minutes. The lemon ricotta cookies are out of the oven. It's really hot, but I do want to show you the texture and the color of the cookie when it comes out of the oven. They'll be very soft, very soft. It's normal. That's exactly how you want the cookie. But I want to show you underneath what the cookie looks like. See, it's lightly brown. That's how your cookies should look like when they come out of the oven. Now, while I wait for the cookies to cool, I'm going to move on to the next step. Now I'm going to move on to making the glaze for the cookies. I have a small lemon, which I'll be using the lemon juice. I have 2 cups of confectioner's sugar, and I also have some water, which I'll be using about 2 to 3 tablespoons of the water. And now I'm just going to loosen up the lemon here so I can use the juice of the small lemon. So first I'm going to start off by placing the 2 cups of confectioner's sugar in a bowl, or in this case a measuring cup. And to that I'm going to add the juice of a small lemon. So that will give me about a tablespoon to a tablespoon and a half of the lemon juice, and then I'm going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of water. Now if you want your sugar glaze to be very zesty and lemony on the cookies, by all means use an additional 2 tablespoons of the lemon juice. But I like lemon, but I don't like it too lemony, so I'm going to add the water. Now I want to make sure that my lemon glaze has a perfect consistency, so I'm going to start off with 2 tablespoons of water. So in there I have about a tablespoon and a half of the lemon juice, and I just added 2 tablespoons of water. I'm going to mix it. Check the consistency. I can tell you that I will need some more water, so we're going to add, it's too thick. I'm going to add another tablespoon of water. Place it in there, and it should be good. Now I want it liquidy enough where I can place it in a piping bag and drizzle it. So there, that's the consistency you're looking for. Perfect. And now I'm just going to place the lemon sugar glaze or icing into the piping bag. Now if you don't have a piping bag, you can actually use a Ziploc bag, or you can drizzle it with a spoon or a spatula, whatever is easier for you. So I'm going to pour that into the piping bag. See, it's nice and flowy, and there is a slight thick consistency in there, so that's exactly what I'm looking for. You take a scissor and just cut a really thin tip. And now for the final step, I'm going to take the glaze side to side and just glaze the lemon ricotta cookies. Now you can put the glaze however you like. I just decide to place it with a piping bag. I just like the way it looks. And another way of glazing the cookies is just by leaving the glaze in a bowl and then just dipping the top part of the cookie into the glaze. And that way you get your cookie glaze that way as well. Now I'm going to continue glazing the cookies. I'm going to let the glaze dry for about 30 minutes or so, maybe a little longer, and then I'm going to show you what the inside of this cookie looks like. And here is a perfect lemon ricotta glazed cookie. Now for the grand finale, let me show you what the inside of this lemon ricotta cookie looks like. Soft and irresistibly delicious. Look at that. I'm going to show you how soft it really is. The best way I can describe it, it's like a soft pillow of sweetness. Now the lemon glaze on this cookie just tops it off perfectly. Now let me take a bite into this. I can taste the ricotta with the lemon zest in the cookie, topped with that nice glaze. You have to try this recipe. And there you have it, everyone. My lemon ricotta cookie recipe. It's that easy to make these cookies. The fact that they're so delicious with the lemon and the ricotta combination, oh, they're so fluffy, and it's almost like biting into a cloud. That's the example that I've been given from friends and family and guests that I've had here at my home and have had these cookies. I actually haven't made these cookies in about a year, or just over a year, and oh, I forget how good they really are. When you have so many recipes in your recipe book, you just don't know what cookie recipe or any recipe to make. So it's always nice to have a little change. So today I made these lemon ricotta cookies. I share the recipe with you. I hope you all enjoyed the recipe. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, everyone, thanks so much for watching. Take care.